Have you ever thought about earning passive income online but got stuck on the whole "what do I even sell" part? Well, today we're diving into a massive shortcut to get you there. It's called Done For You, or DFY digital products. Let's break down exactly how this whole thing works.
So let me ask you this. What if you could launch a digital store already packed with amazing products without having to be a designer, a writer, or some kind of tech wizard? That right there is the big promise of the DFY model, and it's exactly why so many people are jumping in. And here's the number that really makes you stop and pay attention. Because you're not dealing with inventory, you're not dealing with shipping, the profit margins on these digital products are absolutely massive. We're talking 70 to 95%. Just think about that.
Okay, so we're calling this the passive income shortcut for a very good reason. Right now, the demand for these kinds of products is just exploding. And honestly, the tools and platforms that let you get started have never been easier to use. This is the real magic of it all. Instead of spending months, maybe even a year, creating a product from the ground up, you can literally find one, rebrand it, and have it up for sale in just a couple of days. This model just completely removes all those huge barriers that stop most people from ever starting.
So what are these things exactly? Let's get into the fundamentals, including, and this is super important, the rules you absolutely have to follow when you sell them.
At its core, a DFY product is just a pre-made digital asset. Things like an ebook, a digital planner, or even a full online course. The point is, someone else has already done all the hard creative work. Your job is just to come in, put your own spin on it, and sell it as your own.
The best way to think about it is DFY versus DIY, or do-it-yourself. Now, with DIY, sure, you have total creative freedom, but man, it takes a ton of time and skill. DFY completely flips that on its head. You trade a little bit of that control for incredible speed and ease, which, let's be honest, is perfect when you're just getting started. Okay, listen up, because this part is absolutely crucial. You have to understand the license. With private label rights, or PLR, you can edit the product, change it up, and slap your own name on it. But with master resell rights, MRR, you can resell the product just as it is, and get this, you can often sell the resell rights to your own customers. So think of it this way. With PLR, you're the new creator. With MRR, you're more like a distributor. You always have to check the license.
And of course, like anything, there are trade-offs. The pros are huge. You can launch super fast with a really low upfront cost. The cons? Well, some of the popular niches can get a little crowded, and your brand might not feel quite as unique as something you build from scratch. It's really just a balance between speed and saturation.
All right, now for what might be the single most important part of this whole process, picking your niche. Because look, your success isn't just about having a great product. It's about finding a market that's filled with people who are actually excited to buy it.
A fantastic place to start is with what we call evergreen niches. These are topics that have consistent year-round demand. I mean, think about it. People are always trying to be more productive, get a handle on their money, or get healthier. That makes these markets incredibly stable and reliable. Or you could ride a wave and jump on a trend. Niches like AI prompt bundles are absolutely massive right now. Another one is faceless content. These are things like social media templates for creators who want to build a whole brand without ever showing their face. Tapping into a hot trend like this can lead to some seriously rapid growth. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually do it? Let's break down the entire launch process into a simple 5-step plan that, seriously, anyone can follow.
So here's your roadmap. It's that simple. First, do your research and find a good niche. Second, buy a quality DFI product that has the right license. Third, and this is the fun part, you customize it. Fourth, you set your price. And finally, you list it for sale and automate the delivery. That's the whole plan right there.
Now here's a huge pro tip for you, especially if you're using PLR products. To really make the product your own and to make sure you don't run into any issues on selling platforms, you should really aim to customize at least 20 to 50% of it. And tools like Canva make this so easy. You can just hop in and change colors, fonts, add your own logo. It takes minutes.
So what do you charge for this stuff? Well, for beginners, a really great starting range is anywhere from about $10 to $97. It just depends on the value of the product. A great strategy is to start with a lower-priced tripwire product. That's basically a small introductory offer to get a new customer in the door, and then you can offer them more expensive bundles later.
Okay, you've got your product. It's branded. It's priced. Now,
Where in the world do you sell it? And how do you get customers to actually find it? Let's talk platforms and marketing.
You have some amazing options here. Etsy is fantastic for beginners because it has a huge built-in audience of people already searching for things like planners and templates. Platforms like Gumroad and Payhip are incredibly simple to use and have really low fees. And then, if you want to build a full custom-branded store, Shopify is pretty much the gold standard. So how do you get people to your store without spending a fortune on ads? Simple. Short-form video is your best friend. Create simple little Instagram Reels or TikToks that show off your product. And you absolutely have to get on Pinterest. It's basically a giant visual search engine, and it drives so much traffic for products like planners and templates.
Once you start making a few sales, the goal is to scale up. Don't just stop with one product. Group a few related items together into a high-value bundle. Offer an upsell right after someone buys something. You could even create a membership for recurring monthly revenue. This is how you go from a little side hustle to a real sustainable business.
This quote right here really just sums it all up, doesn't it? Done-for-you products completely lower the barrier to entry. They let you step into the high-profit world of digital products without that super steep learning curve of having to create everything from scratch. And that really brings us to the final question. This isn't some theoretical business that's going to take a year to build. With just one focused weekend of work, you could genuinely have your own store up and running by this time next week. So the only real question left is, what are you going to sell first?